Hello, I'm Wendy Shawn Prince, and I would like to present my lesson plan, which highlights how the integration of resources helps students develop their reflexive practices in technology-enabled environments. This lesson will be presented to a group of 19 second grade students in the physical learning environment over a 2-day period. The focus of the lesson is to have students subtract from multiples of 100 and from numbers with 0 in the tens place. The lesson is designed to support the multimodal learning styles and educational needs of the students to develop their reflexive practices as they engage in their learning. For the teaching and learning process to be effective in any learning environment, lessons should be student-centered and technology-enabled to promote collaboration, engagement, and reflection. Lee and Hannah Flynn, 2016. Technology-enabled resources develop engagement for the auditory, visual, and kinesthetic learners. The students also have access to resources to give them ownership over their learning and to use them as tools to reflect and present their understanding of the learning. Implementing learning resources is crucial in planning a lesson that is student-centered in technology-enabled environments. The resources promote collaboration, engagement, and reflection for auditory, visual, and kinesthetic learners. Students will have ownership over their learning and use the resources to reflect, create, and present their experiences. The lesson will open with a PowerPoint presentation using Kolb's model to engage students. This will be followed by a discussion where they will reflect on their previous learning. Students will then listen to a recording from the principal asking for their help to solve a math problem. Students will then watch a YouTube interactive video that will generate their interest, motivate them, and give them opportunities to reflect at different points of their learning. The resources listed support reflexive practices as they allow students to reflect on and describe their learning experiences, which help to improve their learning processes and outcomes using Gibbs' reflective model. According to Chartel, reflection allows learners to assess their progress and identify areas for improvement. In addition, it promotes knowledge retention through active discussion. One change that I have made to my approach is to ensure that I include resources to create problem-based learning opportunities based on Driscoll's reflective model for students to develop their problem-solving and critical thinking skills to help them become active learners. There are several benefits to using learning resources in this lesson. They promote engagement by the use of apps and digital devices. Students get to innovate and be creative when designing different forms of presentations to demonstrate their understanding of the learning. Resources create opportunities for new experiences and promote greater communication where students can share their ideas, raise queries, and contribute. Technology-enabled resources in the classroom provide immediate feedback from various assessment types, and students can reflect on areas for growth. Another benefit of the resources is that they are free for the students to access to reinforce their learning. The resources used as means of assessment in this lesson provide students with multiple ways to demonstrate their understanding, and each one provides opportunities for students to develop their reflexive practices. In this lesson, students are presented with several ways to interact with and learn from the resources, and they have the flexibility to select the ones that best meet their needs and learning styles. One drawback to using some of the resources as homework is the inability to monitor the content that the students access online. Teaching them about netiquette and being good digital citizens can mitigate this. The lack of internet connection in some homes and schools is a challenge for the effective use of resources to support students' learning. Caribbean leaders are beginning to make changes to address this need. It is my role to ensure that I include the use of technology-enabled resources in my lessons to vary the delivery of content and capture the attention of my digital natives so they can improve their 21st century skills to develop their reflexive practices. Thank you for engaging with my presentation. Here are some reading materials I used to help with the preparation of the presentation.